India is buying Iranian crude oil for $47 a barrel. India is refining it at the world's largest refinery in Jamnagar, Gujarat. India is selling the refined diesel and jet fuel to Germany, France, and the Netherlands, the same countries that are publicly sanctioning Iran. Europe is burning Iranian oil. It just has an Indian label on it. Modi found an $8 billion a month loophole, and nobody in Brussels or Washington will say it out loud. Subscribe. This is the sanctions story nobody will print. Here is how the loop works. Iran sells crude to Indian state-owned refiners, Indian Oil, HPCL, BPCL, at a negotiated discount. Current rate, $47 versus the market price of $119. The crude arrives at Jamnagar, Reliance Industries refinery complex, the largest in the world, 44 million tons of capacity per year. It is refined into diesel, jet fuel, petrochemicals, and naphtha. These finished products have no Iranian origin marker. They are Indian products, manufactured in India, exported from India. European buyers purchase them under standard Indian export contracts. The Iranian crude that went in is invisible by the time the product comes out. India imported 800,000 barrels of Iranian oil per day in March 2026. At $47 per barrel, India paid $37.6 million a day for the crude. The refined products sell at prices linked to the $119 market benchmark. Margin per barrel after refining costs, approximately $33. 800,000 barrels times $33 equals $26.4 million profit per day. That is $790 million per month. Nearly $8 billion per quarter, flowing from the Iran war directly into Indian refinery margins. India's rupee has strengthened 4% against the dollar since the war started. Germany imported 430,000 tons of Indian refined petroleum products in the first 3 weeks of March. France imported 280,000 tons. The Netherlands, which hosts Europe's largest port in Rotterdam, cleared 190,000 tons of Indian diesel. None of these shipments were flagged under EU sanctions. EU sanctions apply to crude oil of Iranian origin. They do not apply to refined products manufactured in a third country. European energy ministers know this. European foreign ministers know this. The European Commission's legal team confirmed the imports are technically compliant in a February memo that has not been made public. Washington knows. The U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control issued a private advisory to 3 U.S. financial institutions in February warning them to scrutinize Indian refined product transactions. Nothing public. No sanctions. No press conference. The reason? India is the world's most populous country, the 5th largest economy, and the cornerstone of America's Indo-Pacific strategy against China. Sanctioning Indian refiners for processing Iranian crude would collapse the Quad, America's 4-country coalition with India, Japan, and Australia designed to counter China. Trump cannot sanction India. India knows Trump cannot sanction India. Modi has not returned 2 of Trump's calls this month. India calls this strategic autonomy. It is a doctrine Modi has applied consistently since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. India bought discounted Russian oil then too. India abstained on every UN resolution condemning Russia. India increased trade with Russia by 40%. The West complained. India kept buying. The doctrine. India does not join coalitions. India does not take sides. India extracts maximum economic benefit from every global crisis while maintaining relationships with all parties. It worked in Ukraine. It is working in Iran. Modi gave a speech last week about India's commitment to international peace. India's refineries ran 3 shifts that day. The West sanctioned Iran to stop Iran's oil revenue. India is giving Iran $47 a barrel for oil that sells for $119. Iran gets cash. India gets margin. Europe gets fuel. The sanctions accomplish nothing except transferring wealth from Iranian oil fields to Indian refineries to European factories. $8 billion a month. Nobody will say it out loud in Brussels or Washington because the alternative, sanctioning India, ends the Indo-Pacific strategy and hands China the 2nd largest economy in Asia as a partner. So the loop runs. And Iran keeps getting paid. subscribe,